So this is the final exam with Searle at MIT, Mind and Machine. Um, I've taken this. This is the third time, so it's really process oriented because it's completely theory based. We've done the hard work in terms of argument, the second argument analysis, and then we've tried to understand the machine better, the computer, so we can work with AI in the future, especially in client support across the board. So I think we'll probably take 7 questions. The answers look there. Um, and again, it's based on the Chinese room experiment. You're inside a dark room, and there's magnets, there's computers outside. People speak Chinese.
Warren, any progress on discovering what it's like to be about?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, this Batman costume is not helping.
All right, so I'll read it out loud. Other features that physical. Here we go. Other features that physical theory takes as fundamental include mass and space. I would get a pen and jot down a few notes throughout the test. Mass and space-time. No attempt is made to explain these features in terms of anything simpler. But this does not rule out the possibility of a theory of mass or space-time. There is an intricate theory of how these features interrelate and of the basic laws that enter into. The basic principles are used to explain many phenomena. I suggest a theory of consciousness, indeed, should take theory as fundamental, something fundamental to our ontology. So let's try to define ontology. Ontology is the theory of an individual's body of knowledge. Now we can look it up. When you switch tabs, for instance, in Rhino, you can see how much glycine there is in isotropism. Ontology is a branch of philosophy that studies the nature of being, existence, and reality. Logos, the study of being, or knowledge. How do we have knowledge? Who is the author of the above quote? So we can look it up. Let's look up the first sentence without a guess. I guess it's Einstein. What is the point? To show that there's a precedent in physical theory to explain the role of mass and space-time? I think it's this one. Which of the following? So this one is more specific for purposes. So this one is correct. This one seems more specific. This one seems less specific, general. Which of the following views is presupposed in the second paragraph. So there's physical and non-physical. So it could be dualism. So we can't submit yet. So we'll do it. All right, so to provide an example of a theory taking something as fundamental but nevertheless having interesting to say. So the third one's right. Consider the following quote. Apart from the radiative result, there is nothing that blue things have in common. Again, this is more towards the test. And we have already seen that there is nothing in the structure of that radiation that serve counterparts of the unique hues or the opponents of complementary hues. I conclude that objectivism fails, the idea that red and blue might be different for different people. It fails because of the domain of objects, properties, and process beyond our skins is both casually connected with our color experiences. Who is the author? My guess is Descartes. What follows? So it's hard because this is a word I seem to know, this is not. So let's go with this. According to the author, the quote above, the radiation of blue things is not. Great. So we did very well on color theory. The official doctrine, which hails chiefly from Descartes, which is something like this: the doubtful exceptions of idiots. I'm going to turn my AC on. I got to say, I'm a little tired tonight. Some would prefer to say that every human being is both a body and a mind. His body and mind are ordinarily harnessed together, but after death of the body, his mind may continue to exist. I consider that false. I believe the dogma of the ghost in the machine is entirely false. It is not a particular mistake. It is one big mistake, and a mistake of a special kind. It is a categorical mistake. The facts of mental life as if they belong to one, a philosopher's myth. This could be Alan Turing. We can look it up. What would you say is the key thing we can look up? Maybe this. Gilbert Ryle. This is a great book. Besides a category mistake, which of the following problems with the dogma of the ghost in the machine is particularly pressed? Let's see if the answer is in the question. Dualism. So we're doing well, mostly 2 out of 3. I know that it's 20 questions, so bear with me. I know that everything which I clearly and distinctly understand is capable of being created by God so as to correspond exactly with my understanding of it. Everything that is clearly and distinctly conceivable is epistemically possible. Everything that is clearly is metaphysically possible. Maybe this one. The first sentence, together with another premise, entails the conclusion that if it's conceivable that two things are distinct, they are distinct. Which of the following is the other premise? If they are separated, so you can live without your body. Is it hypothetical? Got it. The conclusion to which we seem driven is that phenomenal character of your visual experience as you view the apple is hidden from you as your visual experience. If you are blind to these things, for you it is as if they aren't there. They are, as it were, transparent to you. You see right through them, and here we start to objectify individual experience with groupthink, and you attend a focus group, but surely this cannot be right. Your visual experience is inherently conscious, it's phenomenal. It's what is like for you subjectively is inherently conscious. How can these things be hidden from you? So here we asked a specific question. Which of the following best states the view? That there is only objectivism. We'll leave this blank. Aha. Introspection doesn't reveal anything about the nature of conscious experience. Part 2. Block gives the following example. Suppose we convert the government of China to functionalism, and we convince its officials to realize a human mind for an hour. We, we provide each of the billion people in China. I chose China because it has 1 billion inhabitants with specifically designed two-way radio that connects them in an appropriate way to persons and to an artificial body. Is the main point, according to Bloch, to illustrate how creatures with minds can be made of almost anything? No. Suppose that the argument from illusion is invalid. Does it follow that we see material? What's a satsuma? It's an orange peel. Suppose that the argument from illusion, so if this is no, this would have to be no. Got it. Let P be a contingent proposition and let negative P be a proposition that necessarily is true, so this would have to be yes. If true, and only if P is false, is negative P contingent. So I'm going to go with no. It's yes. Blue paint mixed with yellow paint makes green paint. Is green a binary hue? So if there's primary, right, is 6, is 2 times 3 is 6 binary, and it's yes. It's no. Consider the Turing machine specified the following table. The machine starts off in state S1, scanning the leftmost one of the block. N1 on an otherwise empty tape. Will the machine eventually halt? I think all machines eventually halt. Ugh. Does Burge think that someone could believe the overstuffed armchairs are sofas? Is Searle's Chinese room argument supposed to refute the claim that brain performs computations? No. Is it a premise of the knowledge argument that the brilliant imprisoned science Mary knows everything there is about the brain? Suppose that the argument from illusion is sound. Does it follow that we never see objects material like Satsumas? Does smart think after images are brain processes? Consider the following thesis. There is a Turing test, T, such that necessarily an entity is capable of passing T if and only if X is intelligent. Let's get clear on what the Turing test is. Which of the following are the parameters of a Turing test? I guess we'll find out. There is a Turing test. An entity X is capable of passing T. So markers of intelligence. Not bad. All facts supervene on the physical facts. Which of the following would constitute a counterexample to physicalism? Which of the following are premises of the knowledge argument against physicalism? So we did well here, so this is going to be hard. My guess is one of these is going to have 1. That's like a wave pool, which is an extrinsic property. A property such that one pair has perfect while the other lacks P. Okay, we'll take a break here. 20 minutes in.